Hello my crafty friends, it's Donna here, and I've been playing around with ways to get movement and vibrance on cards, and this is what I've come up with. I hope that you'll join me today as we make a couple of beautiful ballerina cards. I'm starting out by making a couple of watercoloured backgrounds. I'm first wetting the watercolour paper, then adding a little bit of watercolour paint, and then blowing the paint over the page. A straw would be excellent for this, but I don't have a straw in the house and I wasn't prepared to buy one just for the job. And so what you see there is me just blowing it direct. It gives a great amount of movement. For the second card, you can see me planning a little bit where I want to have the colour. I'm using a mix of bits and pieces of watercolour paints off my palette. And for this second card, I'm going to add a little bit of splash as well. I'm making the colour a little bit more vibrant for the splash, and then I'm going to put those both aside to dry. Once they're dry, it's time for the stamping. I have two different stamps for the two cards. One is called Dancer, and the other one is Ballet Shoes. And I've stamped those with Versafine Onyx black ink. I've tried to position the stamp and the spatter and my original watercolour so that the images seem to flow and have movement. And once I've got them stamped, I'm going to go through with some pencils and colour them in. By changing out the paper or the black ink that you use, you could change which medium you do this colouring with. If you were to stamp in Memento Tuxedo black ink, for example, or another Copic friendly ink, you could use your Copic markers to colour the image. Today I'm using pencils. I'm going to choose some fairly bold colours for the shadows so that they stand out against the watercolour splash. I'm going over the image with lots of light layers, starting with a very light touch and then working towards using a slightly firmer hand as I go. So this channel's resident composer is my son Darcy, and he's composed the music that you're listening to now. He's just completed his first year of university and assures me that he has time to write me some more music now. So I'm looking forward to putting a few more songs up on the channel for us to enjoy. I've sped up the colouring, initially to double speed, and then some of it even to 4 times the speed. If you want to see things in real time, feel free to click on the settings and slow it right down. Although my voice and the music are both going to sound very odd, so you might want to turn the sound down if you do that. Because the pencils are quite opaque, I've gone back in with a marker just in a couple of areas where the design was quite intricate. I actually made 2 watercolour splash bases in each of the designs, and so I've got a couple of cards to show you of each design. The pale pink background for this dancer could be done in any colour, and I have another example here in a really vibrant pink. I've just made sure that I make the colouring over the top vibrant enough that it stands out. I also did 2 colours for the ballet shoes, a pink and the blue that you saw earlier. The colouring process for both was the same, and I'm not going to show as much of this one. Just a quick look at where I put the darker areas. Pencils are a little opaque, and so even on the blue background card, the pencil still reads as pink over the top, despite how dark the background was. I assembled the cards very simply by cutting them out with a stitched rectangle die. I'm using Australian size paper for these ones, and so I've chosen Australian sized dies, but obviously this would work for any shape. For the sentiments, I've stamped a sentiment from the Big Bloom stamp set, and I've also chosen a few coloured sentiments from the Rainbow Poppies set. The layering is pretty simple, and I'm not going to show much of that, except to say that I've used a very thick double-sided tape for the watercolour paper and added a little bit of extra tape to the middle just to make sure it sits flat. I've also done my usual trick of folding back the 2 opposite corners and getting the card in position before pressing down the 2 corners that are folded back and pulling out the tape backing. Hope you've enjoyed these cards and that you're inspired to try mixing some media to get some action and movement on your cards. Until next time, stay safe. Feel free to like and subscribe if that is your wish, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.